Today we're going to talk about an outstanding performance at WWE Crown Jewel. The boss may be back in WWE sooner rather than later, and it's that time of year. Let's start talking about Wrestler of the Year. All that and more in today's episode of Tweets of the Week. What's up, people? It's your boy Mex, the WrestleManiac, if you will. Back with another episode of Tweets of the Week, the episode where we jump into the Twitterverse and see what the internet wrestling community are saying about this week in wrestling. And like I said in the intro, so much to discuss and more. We had a debut in AEW, which we will definitely be touching on. So before we get into the video, you guys know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, yeah? If you're not subscribed now, I don't know what's happening to you. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time WRESTHINGS drop a new video. And whilst you're there as well, give us a thumbs up, hit the like button too. Without further ado, let's jump into this week's Tweets of the Week. This week we're starting off nice and strong with a WWE Hall of Famer. Yeah, X-Pac, Sean Waltman at The Real X-Pac. And X-Pac has to say, Logan Paul is a hell of a pro wrestler already. His technique is sharp as F. He stays in the moment and he's really good at the detail stuff. I mean, no lies told here from X-Pac. That performance at WWE Crown Jewel in what is his third WWE match. This is the part that I think is going over everyone's head. This guy has only wrestled 3 times and look at that performance. He is a main eventer by default. And I know he's been getting that special training from Shawn Michaels, that one-on-one time down in NXT. But to be honest, there is no excuse for anyone in NXT not to be as good as Logan Paul at this point. Yes, he has amateur wrestling background. Yes, he is pretty much an athlete. But, you know, the performance that he put on against Roman Reigns and the pageantry, the theater, the storytelling of the entire match, you know, everyone that had anything to do with that match should be incredibly proud of themselves. But this is almost a celebrity, a social media mogul coming into our world, into this universe, and putting on such a complete performance. Logan Paul deserves all of his flowers, and he's getting them from, you know, Hall of Famers and people that have been watching wrestling and been in the business for years. This was a complete performance in every single step of the way. Unfortunately, it looks like Logan Paul has injured himself. He completely tore up his knee, he says, in the middle of the match and still soldiered on throughout the rest of the match. So kudos to him. So we don't know when we'll see him next. I don't know if WrestleMania now is off the cards with this injury, depending on the severity of this injury. But Logan Paul, that was an outstanding performance against the Tribal Chief for the WWE Championship, the undisputed WWE Championship. Came up short, but definitely the bar for celebrities in WWE has risen again. Right, moving on swiftly, we have a tweet here from @CaseyMorgan94, and they have to say, it looks like WWE accidentally played the wrong signature intro, the one with Sasha Banks and Naomi in it. Because on the kickoff show, they actually used the signature intro with both Cody Rhodes and Ronda Rousey on it. I don't know how some of you lot catch this stuff. Like, honestly, you guys are so meticulous with all these little details, but I guess it's true. The whole of Twitter did go into a frenzy when they saw Sasha Banks and Naomi on the entrance video, on that intro video, and everyone was like, oh, they're coming back, maybe they're coming back at Crown Jewel. Now, that is very, very, you know, far-fetched, although yes, they haven't been using that intro video in recent times since they've been away from the company. But more than this, Sasha Banks during the week put out a really kind of cryptic video in terms of, you know, she's about to return and do something she's wanted to do for the last 6 months. Obviously, we know Survivor Series War Games is this month of November, and it's possible that Sasha Banks returns at Survivor Series because Survivor Series is in her hometown of Boston, Massachusetts. So it is very possible that this is what Sasha Banks was talking about in that video, but she could be talking about other stuff. She could be talking about her modeling opportunities. She could be talking about her acting opportunities. She could be talking about getting an opportunity to wrestle on a Japanese product with some of the Joshi women over in Japan. So it is open to interpretation. Sasha Banks' intro was played, yes, but doesn't necessarily mean, you know, they meant to do that. It could have been a mistake. And Sasha Banks, this 6-month opportunity she's been waiting for, we hope is to return to the WWE, but we know she's got her hands in many a pie, and this could be for anything else. But what would you like to see Sasha Banks do in the next month? Put it down below in the comments. Next tweet is from AEW star Serpentico at King Serpentico on Twitter, and he has to say, Orange Cassidy wrestled Katsuri Shibata on a televised wrestling show with Mike Tyson on commentary. That's a real sentence in 2022. Hashtag AEW Rampage. Absolutely mental stuff. Like Shibata making his AEW debut, wrestling debut right here on Rampage against Orange Cassidy for the All Atlantic Championship. Mike Tyson on commentary, and at a point I thought, okay, Mike Tyson's beginning to annoy me, but you know what? This was all mad. This entire thing was crazy and shouldn't really be happening in 2022. None of these men should be here doing what they are doing. So you know what? I just lived in this dream for what it was. I took it for exactly what it was. And Mike Tyson, you know, he was just really enthusiastic. Shibata though, you know, great to see him be able to have this match. You know, they talked about the severity of this guy's injury back in 2017 and that he should not be here. So yeah, this is absolutely great. I didn't want Shibata to lose, I have to say. You know, I'm very much still, you know, he is Shibata, like he's got to get the win here and become All Atlantic champion, and that would be very good for the title in my opinion. But let's be honest, if he wins the title, how much matches does Shibata really have in him that he can, you know, be going round and defending this title? So it was the right decision. Orange Cassidy has done very well. He's already elevated this title to beyond what Pac was doing with it. And it's just mental. Shibata in AEW. We're going to get another match. We're supposed to get Shibata Danielson. That's what they are saying. So fingers crossed that that one comes to fruition as well. Right, before we finish up here, I need 2 things from you guys. Firstly, hit the like button, because I know some of you are watching this video and you still ain't hit the like button, yeah? Secondly, subscribe to WRESTHINGS, yeah? Hit the notification bell while you're there as well, so you get notified every time we upload. I'm coming back with the last few tweets in just a sec. Right, we have a tweet from Chaotic at Chaotic617 on Twitter, and they have to say, I don't want to see Marina Shafir anywhere near a TV for the next 4 months minimum. At this point, I think in general, AEW fans are just done with Marina Shafir. This guy says 4 months minimum. I think some fans would be very, you know, grateful if she just didn't return at all. I just don't know what it is. Me and the boys wrestling were talking about this the other day, you know. Her husband is Roderick Strong, and she is a terrific MMA fighter. Like, you know, she does all that stuff very well. Why can't they kind of just merge the two? Why isn't it working for Marina Shafir? Let us know in the comments. I don't know. Everyone needs to chime in on this, because I feel like it's bringing her down. It's bringing down other people. You know, even basic things like her facials and stuff like that. When she had that match with Jade, it just wasn't cutting it. Like, Marina Shafir, I don't know. And I don't know why AEW consistently put her on TV when, you know, the jury is clearly out on her and she needs more reps at the very least. Like I said, you guys sound off in the comments about Marina Shafir, but, you know, I'm pretty much going to agree with Chaotic on this one. I don't need to see Marina Shafir anytime soon. Last tweet we have this week is from The Comeback Spot at The Comeback Spot on Twitter, and they have to say, y'all want me to believe Moxley is Wrestler of the Year? Right, The Comeback Spot say that as if it's, you know, hard to fathom that Moxley could win Wrestler of the Year. Now, when we talk Wrestler of the Year, we have to look at a variety of things. We're not going to get into that conversation right now because we have content coming up that's going to cover all of that kind of stuff, yeah? But this is for you guys to start sounding off. Who has been your Wrestler of the Year? You know, we are advocates for Moxley here at WRESTHINGS, but we are advocates for Will Ospreay. You know, Roman Reigns has had a stellar year. Chris Jericho has had a stellar year. So there are definitely names in this conversation, right? It just depends on who we are all picking and why. But to say Moxley is Wrestler of the Year isn't a mad statement. The Comeback Spot, we need to have a dialogue about that one. So people, that's this week's Tweets of the Week. I need you to jump into the comments and talk to me. Talk to me about Logan Paul and his performance. Talk to me about Marina Shafir and if you want to see her on AEW TV again. Talk to me about who is Wrestler of the year, yeah? And if there's any tweets that we missed out on today's episode, you guys know what to do. Hit us up in those DMs, hit us up in those mentions at WRESTHINGS on Twitter, and let's get talking about these tweets. There's going to be another episode of Tweets of the Week, same time next week, so make sure you tune in for that. But in the meantime, make sure you subscribe to WRESTHINGS and hit the notification bell, hit the like button as well. Last time I'm going to say it, this is me, Mex, signing out, and I'll see you next week.